Have you ever woke up one day feeling drained, feeling sad, feeling like the joyful version of yourself is fading away, blaming yourself constantly for the outcome, for a situation that you could not control, and constantly overthinking? If that is your case, this video is for you. Since a very young age, we were taught to try harder, to fight for things, to give more in order to receive more. We were taught that giving up is a weakness, that retreating from a battle that is exhausting you is some sort of cowardice. I personally used to think that letting go is selfish, that letting go is mean, that if things were not working out my way, it meant that I had to give more and try even harder to make things better. And it got to the point where I was stuck in life, that I had no more energy to fight for tomorrow. I found myself in a very toxic situation, having to deal with very toxic people, and I did not have the courage nor the knowledge to kick them out of my life because I thought I would be a bad person if I did that. No one held my hand and told me that I know that it was painful and it is time to release. So today I'm gonna do that for you, and I'm gonna explain to you how things have changed for me. Things changed for me the day I started thinking that things did not happen to me and I was not a victim, but things happened for me so I can progress and become a better version of myself. I started collecting knowledge because I realized that I thought that I knew so many things about life and how to behave in this and that situation, but in reality, it was false. So I started educating myself on topics such as self help, relationships, friendships, social situations, mindset and growth, etc. And the moment I started thinking differently, things started changing for me. My behavior started changing because our beliefs shape our behavior. So the more knowledge you get, the better you can react when you are in bad situations. I realized that letting go is powerful, that letting go requires a lot of strength and knowledge, that letting go is a form of wisdom, that letting go is a form of me telling myself, I love myself and I choose myself today. We often hold on so tightly to situations because we think that we have control over them. We as humans love control because it gives us this feeling that we are powerful, that we get to decide on how things go, we get to lead our lives. When in reality, control is just an illusion. Oftentimes, we have no control over the situations that we try to control, like people, outcomes, situations, etc. So we tend to think that by stressing out more about the situation, that by investing more energy in that situation or in that outcome, we will get to control it and that we will eventually feel good about it by the end. In reality, when we face the fact that things did not go our way and things did not go as we planified, we become more frustrated about the situation and we become even more and more stressed about it and we try to give out even more. And that can become a very toxic cycle, and that's why we often feel very drained and we feel like we have no more energy to live. And usually in life, when we try to chase something that is not supposed to be controlled, we end up pushing it away even more and making it slip through our fingers. Have you ever noticed how the things that you obsess over and that you want so much, you end up not getting in life, and how the things that you couldn't care less about or the people that you are not interested in always come naturally towards you and are attracted to you? And yes, it is similar to a cat's behavior. You see, when a cat enters a room, usually the cat is interested in the most relaxed person in the room, and that same person is usually the person that is the least interested in the cat. When the other person who is trying to approach the cat to touch it ends up pushing the cat away, so the cat runs away from the person that is actually interested and obsessing over it, and approaches the person that is just relaxed and calm. And letting go is accepting the fact that we have no control over certain things. And often the things that we try to control were never meant to be ours. We just made a lot of time to realize that. And I know that letting go feels so hard. Letting go feels very hard because of the value that we give to things. You see, our brain attaches automatically value to things. Our brain values memories, conversations, feelings, the versions of ourselves that that situation or that person created, etc. Which means that you are not just letting go of a person or of a situation or of a job. You are letting go of a full story that you have created in your mind. That's why it feels so painful to let go. The brain finds very hard to let go of what the brain values. And I remember when I have decided to let go of situations of people that were not serving me, it felt like I was losing a part of myself, that my life would never go on. It was very painful. It was very heavy. And at the moment, I did not know what to do. So I told myself that if this is any good for me, it will naturally come back to me. I calmed my thoughts by telling them that letting go never feels right. That is the truth. You never feel right about letting go of something that you value. It always feels horrible. But after a while, the narrative started changing in my mind, and I started seeing that as some sort of freedom because it was actually costing me a lot. It was costing me a lot of time, a lot of energy, and by the end of the day, it was not giving me that much. This is also one of the best things about letting go. Letting go also gives you the space and the distance to look at things differently and to see them for what they actually are without the imaginary version that you have created in your mind. And believe me, when you stop seeing letting go as a loss, you will no longer be interested in the things and the situations and the people that you were interested in and that you were obsessing over in the first place. Because you would start valuing your peace and valuing your happiness, and that is the best thing you can do for yourself. Now that I look back at myself and I see the people that I was dealing with and that I was forcing myself to take for kind people or for people that were good for me, I just go, but what was I thinking? And letting go also taught me a very important lesson, which is to be very intentional about the people that I let in my life. Because when you let in people in your life, it is actually quite easy. The process is easy. But when you are actually attached and you start giving value to that person or to that situation or to that job, it is actually really hard to let go. Letting go is harder than letting in things. The most powerful thing about letting go is that it signals self worth and self value. It says that I love myself so much that I would not tolerate to keep things that are costing me my energy and my time and my happiness. I now treat my peace, my time, and my energy as my most valuable treasures. The best version of yourself values you a lot. The best version of yourself would never accept any external negativity to stay in your life. So that is good. And be very proud of yourself because letting go is not easy. But the more you do it and the more you practice it, the more aligned things and things that are actually good for you come in your life, and you push out things that are not good for you. I really, really want you to remember this. What is meant for you would never threaten your peace. What is meant for you would feel light. What is meant for you feels good. What is meant for you would never require you to fight for it. What is meant for you would never require you to chase it. And every time you put a step forward, I want you to be proud of you and I want you to celebrate it. Because God and the universe are watching you and they are proud of you.